Right, and welcome back to the second part of News Center. Down syndrome occurs when an individual has an extra partial or a whole copy of chromosome 21. It is not yet known why this happens, but Down syndrome has always been part of human existence. Now we have a look, let's take a look at how children born with Down syndrome can achieve optimal quality of life through therapy. Have a look.
Good morning, Teacher Christy. How are you?
It's a normal school day at the Bright Future Neurodevelopmental Therapy and Education Center.
Today is that day.
The learning session here is different from what other children across the country are taken through.
Number one, circle.
These children have various neurodevelopmental disorders such as autism, learning disabilities, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, among others. We are here to meet Joy Nyawira. This beautiful and ever-joyful girl has been receiving speech, occupational and physical therapy. The therapy is aimed at helping her develop to full potential.
She happened to be diagnosed with Down syndrome after 2 days of her life. Not even 2 days, actually it's after 1 week. That's when the doctor called us. She told me to go to summon my husband. She want to talk to us, both of us. Only to be told there is a condition called Down syndrome. I wasn't aware by then, but we came to be taught everything about it and how we are going to face it. And we agreed that we accept everything.
Anne had neither heard about the disorder nor had she met anyone with a child who had the condition. This was a new experience.
Before, I have never experienced such problem. I have never experienced such family in my life. I've never experienced even such a kind of a baby in my life. Where I went to hospital was the different place, because I went to Haringa to give birth to her. But after they realized the child has not cried, she didn't cry the first moment, and even she didn't suck. She was having a lot of problem, and they realized I need an urgency. They rushed me to Kenyatta National Hospital, whereby I was admitted there for almost 2 weeks. And that is when they realized she has a problem.
She says it took the doctors to convince her that she was not responsible for her daughter's condition.
They told me that that condition just came immediately after conceiving. There is an extra chromosome that formed itself. That extra chromosome, it copied itself, and that's where the problem came. And that Down syndrome, it's a condition that the child shall live with it, and there is no medication for it. So we were told to bear with the condition.
The family was assured that therapy early in life helps the child improve her physical and intellectual abilities.
She told me that she will live with that condition forever, but it's not the condition that has medicine. The good thing of it, they told me that it is very severe for her. And she'll develop delayed milestone, of which I also noticed from the beginning. After 3 months of her life, they diagnosed again there's a hole in the heart. We lived with that problem. She could not add weight. And that's why they diagnosed, they saw there's a problem in the heart. They couldn't know before then. They knew because of that, no adding of weight. The child was so much weak. She was very much weak, actually. And I remember where she could not even turn, the neck was just like this all the time. She couldn't even sit on the chair on herself. No, we stayed with that condition. We keep on praying to God, and He later did the miracle. The child is now okay. The heart is okay. The heart closed itself miraculously without any doctor's operation. And we thank God for the fact He has made her develop well. And she's growing actually so well.
She says the journey has been tedious for the family, but worth it. Her daughter has brought so much joy in their lives.
She could not even gain weight. Weight was it's nothing. I used to carry her with a lot of things, clothes to make her. I mean, it was so much bad condition because she keeps on having adenoid, blocking of the nose, and even she's operated. They operated her adenoid when she was those few days. I think maybe after not 1 year, six months or so, they operated her adenoid. So she used to block herself all the time. She's blocking. She can't breathe well. She can't eat well. Appetite was low. The chest was congested all the time. The doctor could tell us that it's pneumonia. They injected. She has even experienced so many medications during that period of 2 years. I can say 2 years was just a problem to her and even to us.
Taking care of a child with special needs requires extra attention, and Nyawira's family has all along been there for her.
The problem is you can't stay you keep on monitoring her where she goes. You keep on monitoring her. You fear, you develop a kind of fear that how is now my child. If you leave her with the nanny, there are problems. Those nannies, they are not the best to stay with. That's why I decided to bring her to the teacher, because I believe they look after her well than the nanny. Because nanny, you don't know how because she can't express herself. Yes. So I was living in a kind of fear. What will happen to her? She doesn't know how to express herself. She can't even know about the vehicle can knock her. She just sees something. But these days she has really improved because of the school.
Courtesy of the Bright Future Neurodevelopmental Therapy and Education Center, the little girl is getting extra attention she requires.
Before I brought her here, she could not go to potty. She could not go to potty. Right now, she doesn't wear diaper. We are not using diaper for now. That is the first improvement that I've noticed from them. She is now almost expressing herself, but not fully. We can't even stay in an area that has a lot of population, because once she last summer, she will not even know how to come back. That's why we shifted from Israel to Georgia. Yes, I've realized also she's doing manual work. She's even doing that beadwork. Yes, and I thank God for them.
Children with Down syndrome face a stigma due to a serious lack of awareness in the community. Anne's case was not an exception.
Sometimes they can look at your child, you are passing by, and somebody will just look at your child. You wonder, I wish that person can ask you the question about the child instead of looking at her like as if I don't know. But it sounds so bad. It feels so bad when people just look at you, the child you are passing by. They don't know what's wrong with her.
According to the World Health Organization (WHO), Down syndrome is a condition in which a person has an extra chromosome. Chromosomes are small packages of genes in the body. They determine how the baby's body forms and functions as it grows during pregnancy and after birth. Typically, a baby is born with 46 chromosomes. Babies with Down syndrome have an extra copy of one of these chromosomes, chromosome 21. Researchers know that Down syndrome is caused by an extra chromosome, but no one knows for sure why Down syndrome occurs or how many different factors play a role.
Therapy is very, very important to them because therapy keeps them on everyday activity. Without therapy, the parent cannot know where this child has a problem. But as a therapist, I'll know where the problem is and handle it, and also guide the parent on how to handle them at home.
Adequate access to healthcare, to early intervention programs, and to inclusive education, as well as appropriate research, are vital to the growth and development of children born with Down syndrome.
If they don't take their kids to therapy or to school, there is high chances that this child will grow without attaining all milestones. Because therapy makes sure these kids have attained their milestones. From neck control, sitting, standing, stepping, walking, until when they are adults. I normally advise parents to take kids to therapy at an earlier age because early diagnosis, early intervention, good prognosis. Okay? But when the kids goes more than, let's say around 15, 16, 17 years, they become adults. It becomes hard for therapists to handle them, right? And also it make it hard for parents also to handle them at home. A child, you can train him or her something and understand very quickly. But an adult, it will take a long time. You see, so if they start therapy when they are still young, they will attain the milestone very fast than adults.
These services remain too expensive for parents and guardians to afford, part of the reason why children both with Down syndrome hardly get any help.
Therapies are quite expensive for the parents, you see, and some parents don't go to work, they're at home handling these kids financially, they are down. So when they go for therapy, and maybe a therapy goes at 1,000 in a public hospital, right? And the parent cannot get that 1,000. And the therapy needs a frequency. You can't go for therapy once in a month. You will take a long time to attain some milestones to this child. I think the government is not giving enough opportunity to these kids or to these families, because you can find there's so many schools or public schools who are regular, but you can't find a special need school in a public. And if there's a public with a special need kids, there's no therapist. And these kids need therapists. Every day, they need therapists. So I think what the government can do, they can employ 2-3 therapists in these schools.
Some common physical features of Down syndrome include a flattened face, especially the bridge of the nose, almond-shaped eyes that slant up, a short neck, small ears, a tongue that tends to stick out of the mouth, tiny white spots on the iris of the eye, small hands and feet, single line across the palm of the hand, small pinky fingers that sometimes curve towards the thumb, poor muscle tone, and loose joints, and shorter in height as children and adults. Purity Museonzuki, KTN News.
Right, and that brings us to the end of News Center this Tuesday morning. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Purity Museonzuki. Keep watching KTN News and stay safe.